Hey, how's it going, everybody? In today's video, I want to talk about how micro shorts can genuinely make you a better filmmaker. This is an idea that I've been kicking around for a while with my creative partner, Mateo Guthrie. And well, after, basically years of making micro shorts and kind of being able to evaluate whether this is true or not, we have some answers. And instead of just hearing them from me, I thought it'd be really cool to, talk to him and ask him about it. We just started a new podcast, which, more details about that on a later date. But I'd like to roll a clip from it where we talk about this very concept. So let's roll the clip. So we've been creative partners for almost 6 years, if not a little bit more than that.
Friends for longer.
Yes, definitely friends for longer.
Yeah, we met I think I was barely in high school.
Yeah, I would have been in 8th grade or so. So it's been a while. I mean, we're you graduated. I'm 24.
We've made a good number of short films that we've entered in festivals. We've made some micro shorts that were pretty darn good, if I do say so
Yeah,
myself.
the micro shorts are my favorite thing. It kind of takes the pressure off creating a little bit.
For me, there's the concept of do a lot of bad stuff and you actually end up putting out better stuff than if you took your time. Often quantity does beat quality, because with quantity, at least you're putting something out rather than agonizing over this one specific thing. Back in college, and this was partially, I was just gaming the system and figuring out that if you maxed out for my school literary journal, if you maxed out all your entries into it, you had a higher chance of actually getting in, just because I would get better results just writing a poem, quick edit to make sure that it was kind of all together, and then sending it off, and I would max out my entries in about 2 hours, and I got better results with that rather than putting maybe 3 really solid poems that I really liked into the running.
So by results, do you just mean you think you're writing better things?
That's what I found, actually, is that I did end up writing better things.
When you compare, even if you spend the same amount of time writing one feature film versus writing 12 short films, you're spending the same amount of time, so you're thinking that you're getting better linearly, but you're kind of not, because if you think about it, when you wrote the feature film, you structured a narrative once.
Yeah.
You wrote the same amount of words.
Yeah, I wrote the same amount of words, but
you didn't structure 12 narratives in 12 different ways.
And when you put out 12 narratives, you kind of have to make them different. So then you start to really branch and experiment and mess with your workflow is what I find. And, with our specific workflow working together, I've noticed that some of the most groundbreaking, this is we found something that works, are most groundbreaking moments. The breakthrough really comes on micro shorts. We did a micro short back in, I think, 2019 called Choose a Wagon.
Yes, that thing is still around.
Yeah,
it's still one of our favorite films.
It's frankly was my personal favorite up to very recently. But I've had people respond better to that one than to stuff I've done since that I've put more effort into, just because it was a micro short that we kind of got to flex some, I wouldn't say experimental by any means, but definitely experimental to us, new to us. And seeing some of the micro shorts that we'd done at the beginning of that summer compared to Choose a Wagon, which was, I believe, functionally our last one, really put it into perspective, how, at least as a writer personally, I'd grown, and I definitely saw you level up within that same summer.
So moral of the story, getting your reps in has been something that's been massively beneficial for us in just our development as a writer and as a filmmaker. I mean, we're both filmmakers.
Yeah, we're both, but as a writer and as a director,
right,
and cinematographer.
I hope you got some value out of that. I think the moral of the story is that quantity is genuinely better than quality in a lot of instances. Now, I don't think this means that you should slack off and just not try, but at the same time, making smaller projects and having this done is better than perfect, just do it mentality, it actually lowers the pressure a little bit, and it makes it more likely that you'll create by virtue of limiting the resistance that you're facing. So for that reason, and the fact that by making more smaller projects than fewer bigger projects, you're actually getting more reps in. I think a great example of this is the difference between writing one feature film and 12 micro shorts. In both examples, you're spending the same amount of time and very likely writing the same number of words. However, in the feature film example, you're actually structuring a narrative one time versus in the micro shorts where you're writing 12 of them, you're structuring a narrative 12 different times in 12 different ways. So in this way, working on more shorter projects is actually a better way to practice and get your reps in. This is ultimately why, and Mateo completely agrees, why we think making micro shorts is a great way to grow as a filmmaker. If you got value out of this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you need more insights like this as a filmmaker. Till next time, I've been Zach. See you in the next one.